Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be going over how you can make your very own API. You're going to want to open up a Python project. I'm personally using Replit because you can then host it 24/7. Because since we're using a web server, we can then just ping that every 5 minutes and it will never turn off unless there is an error. So, what we'll do is we'll want to import Flask and create an app, which we would say app equals Flask, and we would pass in our name. And we want to create a root, which we would do by saying at app.root, and then we would say slash whatever, and we can put whatever. We could do slash API, or you can just leave it a slash, and then when you go to the URL, it would be like that. I'm going to leave it as slash for the purpose of this, but if you wanted to have a website, and if you go to a separate section of the website, you have your API, you could do that by having your slash and then doing slash API or whatever. So then you'll need to define a function after it. I'm going to say define root because it's our root of our web server. And you'll want to return, for now, just return an empty string or put something there just so you can see it working. And then you'll want to start up your app. So app.run. And you'll want to pass in a couple values, which you can do like this. You'll want to set up a host, which you can set to 000. And a port, I'll use 8080, and debug, which I like to set to true if I'm working with websites, but I'm going to set it to false, which basically means you have to restart the app every time you make an edit, but on Replit, it can be annoying because of the autosave, and then your website will crash. So you should be able to run it. And for some reason, it was not working right, so I'll just paste that. If that happens, just copy and then reload and then paste. So you should be able to run it and get a web server running that looks like this, and if you open up in a new tab, it will look like that. So what we'll do is we will then, basically you can create a JSON file, and you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name mine database.json, and just wait for it to actually here, which for some reason it doesn't seem to want to do. But then you can write whatever you want. For instance, maybe you want to do a database of, say, a bunch of people with a name Steven and age 1,400 and then also you do name Susan and an age 400. And so now you have this data and you want a user to be able to access this, or you want to access this in some program to read through this data. So what you would want to do is go back in here and you would want to say f equals open database.json, and I say in reading mode, that's the easiest way to do it. And then you'll want to say database equals JSON. Oh wait, you'll also want to import JSON dot load f, and then you can just return the database or DB. And so now if you restart your program and you head over here, you'll see that if we refresh, we get this, which is JSON data. And then in your program, you can parse this data to be able to read through it. And this can be any JSON data that is valid can be stored in here.